There has to be an order book, right? There is an order book somewhere with the bids and asks, and so we can go after the guy that manages this order book. So said Secretary J. Clayton back in 2018 with the above a paraphrase of the banker's lawyer who would be very surprised to learn there is actually no order book. Not at Uniswap, the smart contract-based exchange broker. At Uniswap instead there is only maths. Kind of complex maths, but a bit intuitive with the exchange of assets happening based on an algorithm they call the constant product market maker model. Automated market makers, is the more general term, and basically they set the price based not on bids and asks but based on, say, the amount of ETH and DAI that has been put forward on a liquidity pool. A liquidity pool is just the depositing of some asset in a smart contract in this case. The depositors so being called market makers. Let us say DAI has been deposited and, you basically divide the Q and you get the price of $100 per ETH. Let us also assume the Coinbase price of ETH is $100. If X/Y didn't equal 100, there would be an arbitrage opportunity between Uniswap and Coinbase, says Cyrus Younesi, head of risk at the Maker Foundation. Simple, right? And while one can argue there is no bid and ask, obviously the liquidity providers are asking and the buyer or swapper is bidding. But neither needs an order book in part because the liquidity providers are bots. Hence the saying you re-trading against code, but conceptually this is more a derivative or a decentralized peg of ETH's price which is actually set on physical exchanges, as presumably without that arbitrage opportunity this whole thing wouldn't easily work, or at least not without considerable volatility even by crypto standards. On top of this, a new dApp that hopes to launch next month, Balancer, is building what might seem like an incremental improvement but appears to be an innovation of sorts in bringing to this space bot-run index funds. Mike McDonald of Balancer Labs, who describes himself as a security engineer and the creator of Maker Tools, says Balancer serves two purposes: a liquidity provider and a portfolio rebalancer. So if you're familiar with something like Uniswap, Balancer generalizes the constant product formula, so instead of having two assets 50/50 weighted, you can have n number of assets with any weights. On the portfolio rebalancing side, it is easier to compare to traditional finance. In indexes and ETFs, you usually pay someone to rebalance the portfolio. However, in the case of the Amin Balancer, traders pay you to keep the portfolio balanced through trading fees. If you understood none of it, then you're in good company because we didn't either. Starting with the weights, in the DAI/ETH example you basically divide the number of DAI by ETH and you get the price. Here we can have DAI, ETH, white, cracker, rep, N. You can read full post on CryptoFans News, link available in text below.